Good afternoon, I'm KHOU Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are starting off with some clearing skies across Houston, but that's not the case for areas just outside of town. We're still tracking these isolated downpours that are moving through the city, and we are still expecting this to continue at least until 6 p.m. That's the reason why we've issued that hourly weather impact alert at least until 6 p.m. And so as we look at radar right now, we are seeing these showers that are now moving into the western portions of Houston. There is some lightning with these storms that's now approaching 290 in portions of the Sam Houston Tollway. There is also a special weather statement that's in place for portions of Trinity counties that does include Dayton, Liberty, and Livingston. That's off towards the northeast near Mont Bellevue, even encompasses Highway 90. So any storm that you do see in this white box right here does have the possibility for quarter-size hail, as well as some wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour as these storms are moving off towards the northeast. There's also a more of a higher flooding threat for this location, as this area did receive the widespread rain as of yesterday. So as we look at the rain total so far within the past 6 hours, this area has already received close to 3 inches of rain, especially along Highway 290. Areas about close to about 2.5, maybe hitting about 3 just north of Mont Bellevue, but we're just continuing to track these downpours that are moving through town. And as we get to the warmer parts of our day, which is between now and 4 p.m., we could start seeing these storms become a bit stronger, to have more lightning, as well as maybe some possible pea-sized hail. We can't rule out any gusty winds with these storms as they make their way through the Houston area, but they're isolated in nature, not as widespread. I know you're probably watching and you're probably in an area that's not receiving rain, but they're isolated as we go through at least 4 to 5 p.m. And so we're not really expecting that rain chance to diminish until 6:30. We will have a break in the overnight hours. It's going to be a quiet night tonight with overnight lows dropping into the 70s and 80s. But going into tomorrow, we are expecting another round of storms in the afternoon hours, getting closer towards 12:30 and 2 to 3 p.m. So rain chances in store for Saturday. It's going to be those afternoon hours that we're really going to have to watch radar and watch what these storms do, because we could see our grounds become flooded, as our grounds are already saturated with the rain that we received within the past 24 hours. So rain chances definitely in the picture. The weather pattern is remaining unsettled through the weekend, but we will see this ultimately last through Father's Day, as we could see those conditions once again become stormy during the afternoon hours when we get to the warmer parts of our day. So as we just kind of recapping what's happening right now, we've issued that weather impact alert at least through 6 p.m. because we are tracking these isolated downpours that really could start packing a bit of a punch as we get closer towards 3 to 4 p.m. And that's what we're seeing right now in terms of the lightning that's with these storms as they move through Harris County. So right now, if you are in northwest Houston, this is what's happening right now across 290 and the North Sam Houston Tollway off of West Little York. You're seeing some lightning, some heavy rain. The good news about the rain that we saw yesterday is that portions of majority of Houston and areas to the west really did not see that widespread rain that they saw east of downtown. So the flooding potential really not the case for our western area. So just be on the lookout for that blinding rain that you could run into if you are on those highways and those freeways there. Just be extra cautious if you do find yourself driving across our area. And as we look at closer towards just southwest of town, there's a pretty significant cell moving over Sugarland right now that has lightning with it. We're not seeing any damaging winds or any hail with this as of now, but it's just kind of going to show you that it's these downpours, these hit or miss downpours, that's going to be the case at least as we progress through the 3 p.m. hour and through 4, ultimately lasting through the 5 p.m. hour as we head into the later this afternoon. Rain has been falling off towards the northeast of Houston for the past maybe an hour or so. It's looking like it's diminishing as of now, but areas along the Grand Parkway as well as north of I-10 might want to watch out for the flooding threat for this location, especially for the Trinity River at Liberty. So there is a flood warning for that river, and I can only imagine that this rain is possibly causing more problematic conditions for the river as it's continuing to swell. We haven't seen any reports of that. Usually this is a rural area, and that area usually always sees quite a bit of rain when it comes to these trailing storms, and so it's a real marshy area, but we do want to keep an eye on those roadways that are intersecting the major highways like I-10, Highway 90. Be super cautious as we head into the next maybe 2 to 3 hours. So Futurecast once again continuing these downpours through at least 6 o'clock, 6:30, ultimately coming to an end tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another round of showers and storms, and we could see that flooding threat become the case as we head into the afternoon hours. But we are expecting tomorrow afternoon to once again become stormy as we look at our future cast here, especially for areas east of Houston, Galveston, League City. Have those indoor plans. Just be extra cautious when it comes to those roadways and exercise. Give enough space between yourselves and the cars in front of you as we go through those afternoon hours, as we are seeing those rainy conditions as of now, and that's going to be the case. We could see an excess of maybe 3 to 4 inches of additional rainfall through Sunday, and that could provide some problems for folks that are east of downtown Houston. So keep that in mind, that the weather pattern unfortunately remaining unsettled heading into the weekend, into the start of next week, as we go into the next few days here. So looking at our expected rain totals, could see 2 to 4 inches of rain, of additional rain accumulations through Sunday. We hope that we get these breaks overnight, which is what we're seeing on our weather models, is that we're going to have quiet nights, and usually that's the case because when we lose that daytime heating, that usually brings us lower energy in terms of the atmosphere, and that's why we usually quiet down in the overnight hours like we're seeing right now. But unfortunately, it's going to remain mostly wet, so we're going to have a rainy June as we go through the end of our month, and that's what the Climate Prediction Center is saying. That's from June 19th to June 23rd, and temps are also going to remain above normal going into the next couple of weeks or so. Tropics are looking quiet as of now, but as we head into the next 7 days, definitely just keep an eye on those rain chances. Rain chances expecting to linger at least through the weekend and into the start of next week. I know that this 7-day has not been updated. It's showing Father's Day on Monday, but we are expecting these scattered showers to continue going into the afternoon hours, but expecting these stormy conditions as we warm up to closer to 3 to 4 p.m. to maybe start packing a bit of a punch. I think the only thing we're gonna have to really keep an eye on is the blinding rain and possible pea-sized hail with some of these isolated storms that are moving through the Houston area, and that's what we're seeing right now going into the next maybe hour or so. So here's a look at the radar. Storms now moving through northwest Houston. That's about to approach 45. We're going to start getting into those commute home hours, rush hour. And so just keep in mind that we will see our highways and our roadways starting to become a little bit hazardous in terms of slick conditions going into the afternoon hours as we're tracking these downpours that are moving through Harris County. And so that's why we're issuing that weather impact alert from all of the rain that we received yesterday. It could give us an easier situation in terms of the flooding. So keep that in mind going into the afternoon. And as always, we are tracking the latest for you on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. Make sure to tune in, and we're giving you these hourly streams as we're going to be under this weather impact alert until at least 6 p.m. And as always, you can also find the latest on the KHOU 11 News at 4 p.m. I'll have the latest weather updates and what we're expecting to see this weekend, especially as we head into Father's Day weekend. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez.